It is once again time for speculation. This time around, I want to do some general speculating about what the future of Planet Zoo looks like, and which packs are possible or likely to be added next. Instead of focusing on one speculative pack, we will be looking over some ideas I have and ideas I have picked up from other creators, friends, and in general people in this community. Now first, I want to mention this big sore elephant in the room, which is the Island Pack, which has still not been released despite me promising it for the past two DLCs. The truth is, the next pack could literally be anything, but I still believe, based on the meta wishlist and on my personal wishlist of wanted animals, that a Island Pack is very likely to happen and very plausible. However, a huge disclaimer, I cannot speak with certainty if this pack will become a reality, as much as I want it to be. In fact, all packs I will be discussing in this video are purely speculative, and by no means confirmed or certain. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's get speculating, shall we? As I said, I still believe in an Island Pack as a realistic and popular choice, although looking at the community, it seems like less people are expecting or asking for an Island Pack. I myself am still confident, and I will still, till the end of days, beg for an Island Pack. But since I have already done two videos on a possible Island Pack, I will not go into detail again and just quickly brush over it so it's over and done with. In case of the Island Pack being a scenery pack, it would probably include Polynesian themed pieces or perhaps pirate themed pieces. Animals that could be included in an Island Pack are the Tasmanian Devil, obviously, the North Island Brown Kiwi, the Goodfellows Tree Kangaroo, the Lowland Anoa, the Aye, the Scottish Wildcat, the Japanese Cerro, and finally, another notable mention is the Japanese giant salamander. For the exhibit animal, I think many chameleon species have a very interesting pick, although personally the Lord Howe stick insect seems more likely since this animal has been found in the files. Obviously, a scenery pack would not include this many species, but as for an animal pack, I think many, if not all, of the mentioned species could be added. Now, let's move over to some new, fresh ideas. I have thoroughly researched the meta wishlist and come up with a couple of possible interesting pack ideas that could be added next, or somewhere in the future. Keep in mind, not all of these pack ideas are original ideas, and many of these are inspired by ideas from other creators and friends, and in general packs I have seen fly by on the internet. Now, when we look at the packs we have been receiving, recently many of them have been biome themed, and so two biomes that I think are noteworthy are the Temperate and the Mountainous biome. I have done a video on the mountains before, but the Temperate biome is quite an interesting idea as well. Many European and North American animals could be included, but even other animals around the world like the beloved Tasmanian Devil fit in a Temperate pack. Temperate biome is definitely a broad theme with a broad roster of possible animals, but the ones I think are most likely are probably as followed. A wild boar and a European wildcat would be a wonderful addition for some more European representation. When we move over to the Americas, I think the American black bear is a fan favourite and a neat addition to a Temperate pack. Also, the Tasmanian Devil is noteworthy. It is the #1 most requested animal on the meta wishlist after all, and yes, if the next pack is a Temperate pack, and if it does include the Tassie, then that's my Island Pack theory completely done for. Finally, for a walkthrough exhibit, I can totally see the red squirrel becoming a thing. And yet again, some more lovely European representation. Now, since next pack most probably is a scenery pack, that means the Temperate pack needs some scenery pieces as well. Now, I have been hearing some cool ideas on Discord and on some forums that a Temperate pack could include some Native American style props, which would be great. Other than that, some traditional American architecture would complement it very nicely. Okay, next, this mountain pack I have already speculated about before, so yet again I won't go into detail too much, but some notable additions to the mountain animal pack would be the Wolverine, the Takin, the spectacled bear, the Palace's cat, the Gelada, the Markhor, and the Alpine marmot. An exhibit animal was more difficult to find a suitable animal for since the mountains are well known for reptiles and amphibians, but I think a chinchilla would be a good enough pick for an exhibit. I don't think a mountain pack would be a scenery pack, but if it would, I think Nepal themed architecture would be quite fitting. As I said, the next pack could be anything, and I do mean anything. No one says the next pack has to be biome themed, and so I present to you a couple of packs completely unrelated to continents or biomes. First of all, the Arboreal Animal Pack. For obvious reasons, I think this should be an animal pack and not a scenery pack. When I was looking at the meta wishlist, I just noticed how many of the top animals happen to enjoy their time in the trees. So therefore, I thought it might be interesting to do an Arboreal Animal Pack. This pack could include many animals, but just to mention some that I think are most likely, the pack could include the South American Coati, the black howler monkey, the Hamadryas baboon, the golden lion tamarin, the ocelot, the southern tamandua, and the Goodfellows tree kangaroo. Yet again, if the pack includes a tree kangaroo, an island pack will be very unlikely. For the exhibit animal, I would either imagine a sugar glider as a walkthrough exhibit, or an arboreal snake species like the boomslang, the flying snake, the green tree python, or the emerald tree boa for a regular exhibit. I think an arboreal pack would be very popular and a perfect way to fill up the obvious void of New World monkeys. Another, perhaps slightly more controversial pick is the Terrestrial Bird Pack. Just like arboreal animals, the meta wish list includes many terrestrial bird species, and I don't blame you guys for wanting more birds since it is number one most lacking group of animals for a zoo game. Obviously, don't panic, having a terrestrial bird pack does not limit a possibility of an aviary pack. I just think that even terrestrial birds are criminally underrated in this game. A terrestrial bird pack could most likely include animals like the secretary bird, the shoebill, the grey-crowned crane, the great white pelican, the greater rhea, and the North Island brown kiwi. Once again, a kiwi in this pack would reduce the possibility of an island pack. The more and more I come up with other packs, the more I start to believe we don't need an island pack because many of these animals fit in different themed packs. The exhibit animal could include any small ground bird from the quail to the Victoria crowned pigeon, and probably even a kiwi now that I think about it. This pack would, despite people wanting flying birds, still be extremely popular and would add some animals people have been asking for a long time. And I mean, come on, it will add more birds. How can you say no to a bird? Finally, I want to talk about the notorious aviary and marine packs. This discussion has been going on for quite a while, but in my humble opinion, one is very likely and the other is simply very unlikely. I am sorry for all of you fish and dolphin lovers, but I just think a marine pack will simply not happen in Planet Zoo. Not because they cannot make it work in the game's engine, I definitely think it is 100% possible to implement, but having a marine pack with 8 animals for such a diverse group of animals would be so disappointing. And yes, we could get a larger pack, but still, the underwater world is basically its own separate world with its own ecosystem. There is no pack that could come up for the lack of fully aquatic animals we have in game right now. The only way to do the marine animals justice is for there to be a whole new game just for aquariums. You also have to keep in mind that Planet Zoo is probably slowly coming near its end, and how sad that may be, it means not many packs are yet to come. I believe the final pack before the game's end will be an aviary pack. I think having an aviary pack as a large pack for a higher price with more content will do birds more justice than a marine pack would do for the ocean life. And yes, there are many birds, but since many, if not all, flying birds have a similar body plan, the diversity of body plans is simply not to be compared with sea life. The oceans and rivers reaches from fish to mammals to even crustaceans, cephalopods, gastropods, and many more classes. The birds that could be included in the pack, well, literally any. We have no flying birds, so I think 1 or 2 of each type of bird would be nice. And yeah, I do believe for an aviary pack to be really successful, it has to be bigger than the other packs. But since it is most probably the final pack, they probably will have a larger, more expensive pack to finish off with similar to the first installment of Jurassic World Evolution and its big Jurassic Pack expansion for its final pack. These were some of my speculations on what the future of Planet Zoo might look like. If you agree or disagree, then feel free to comment on this video. I'd love to see your ideas and speculations on the future of Planet Zoo. For now, I will see you in the next video. Probably another speed build, so bye.